Greetings and welcome to part 2 of the Lewin Resources Atlas build. Previously I did the unboxing and some assembly. I could not find out where two things were, found out where they were. No thanks to YouTube. So I will be putting that in the notes just in case someone else purchases one of these. Here I decided to actually, let's put this under the wheel to stop that from moving. So here's Snake Eyes next to Optimus Prime here. And here is, that's an MP10. That is the MP10, I can't remember, Ecto 35 or MP 35. I can't remember what it was called. It's, this is the Ghostbusters version. This one is chrome. That's one of the things that I didn't realize in the first video. I actually did get the version I wanted. This is the matte version. It called it metallic on the site, is the only one available that they had. That site will be available on my Patreon. So if you are one of the few Patreon members I have, patrons, you'll get access to where I purchased this for around $200 plus shipping. I decided to do it that way because if you're unwilling to pay $1, you don't get to save about $200. And it really is beneficial to me. Mind you, it's a $1 tier, so if you can't afford that, buy. So what we do have is this. I wanted to show this off. So this is the main gun. It does fit in the back here, but it is the one thing I didn't have a battery for. So we're gonna do that first, and then we'll show here. But the main idea is that it is a pretty much duplicate of the Ghostbusters one. This does have an addition on it to make it so that it holds the proton pack. But we're not worried too much about this. I just wanted to show basic size differences between Optimi. This is the Autobot Matrix of Leadership. This is the one I'm going to take. The problem with this is that if you put this in the chest, it turns the battery on. So I'm not even going to bother having the battery in it. But it does glow really well. This is a solid chunk of die cast. And we're going to get into that. So we're going to go over the goods, the bads, and the uglies over the Lewin Prime here. Fun fact about it, the company is actually, that made this is like an oil company or something. So I'm assuming that they just did it because they have a bunch of this byproduct that they can make into that, like it's a mining company or something. I'm gonna pop these two out. It says to use specifically LR 927s, I think. I ended up just finding a box of old batteries that I had from Harbor Freight that just had a bunch of random sizes, and I kind of got them to work by size. So it is not a dead, like you have to have that size, but I'd still look around before just shoving random batteries into an item you may not be able to replace. That's why I wanted to take the batteries out of this, because this is the hardest one to get to. And I'm going to have it mostly in bot mode, so I'll know if something doesn't work. This piece also appears to be a duplicate. This is what locks the legs together. It's actually not necessary for my copy, and it doesn't really fit well. So these are probably just going to sit to the side. One thing that I did not get in my my copy is some of these copies of this figure have sorry about that. They actually have little fillers that fill in the spaces. This one didn't. I kind of would have liked that because there's a couple spots that are too much, but looks like they're just leg fillers, so that's nothing that I can't 3D print. Figure out. I watched more videos since the last time, so I think I was at like 10 before. Nobody lists any of this stuff. So if you found this video and you're like, where the hell does that go? please leave a comment and like, because I will show you. Loading these in is painful. They should have given you a tool or something. You're supposed to fit 3 of these in here, and you know what? A smaller figure, these would actually be easier to put in. These are such tiny batteries that you end up losing them while you're doing it. You got to push down the spring and load them in. And when you do that, you end up loading one of them in wrong. Then you got to press down the spring again and try it again. Pain in the butt. Yeah, I just tried loading it 3 times. And each time... Now, this could also be a little bit harder because I'm using the wrong size. All right, so I got 2 of them in there. You can see that it works. Turns off pretty well. And this just folds in on itself. Real glad that I found that. So that's fine. We got this out. This one actually comes, this battery cover goes in there pretty darn good. I had some issues with some other of the ones. Some of the other battery covers. So let's convert him into robot mode. I did want to do this first, kind of let you guys know. There's no space to fit a guy on each side, but they would fit this way. So if I find some cheap ones, I might even do it. I have the movie Snake Eyes. I might just cut him in half and stick it in there so that he can sit like he's driving it. Not a big deal. I wasn't expecting to be able to put a figure in there. There's a bunch of space here, but that's not going to help us. So while we got this open, let's turn on all of the external lights. So you do have this. These do not light up. That's a little bit of a bummer because they went so far and then just stopped at these. Kind of weird. But there's no real way to do that. I mean, they would have had to have a single cell battery to do that. And then back here, if you pull this part down, these do light up as well. Pretty darn good, in my opinion, for a essentially what's a knockoff. I mean, it's not 1-to-1, but it is definitely close. And that's part of the good. So you can already tell that these batteries are not doing so hot. So we are going to turn those off for the time being. Some of them are better than the others. As I said, I think it was like a $7 set of batteries that I got at Harbor Freight. Nothing terrible. Also mentioned that I thought that I got the metallic version, where this is obviously just, I mean, maybe chrome and metallic is the difference. I don't remember what the other version was called, but this is not chrome, which is what I wanted, because this is terrifying to be chrome. First off, it's plastic chromed, and then it's also die-cast chromed, so that would be double the weird. I don't know how that's going to last up. Let's be honest here. So, pop this guy open. This is where it gets difficult. So, it's a little bit difficult when it comes to MP10. It's a lot more difficult when it comes to this thing, because you have to be able to do it all in one fell swoop. So first bit you can do to ease it up is to pull this off completely. There. So that is out. This part is one of the few parts that you can actually manipulate separately. Now you have to kind of take both arms at pretty much the same time. And the ratchets don't make it any easier. I just did that hard part. So we're good there. Here's the fun. So to lift it up, you know what, we're gonna do this first. I'm gonna put these out so we have something to stand it on. Ugh. take this part, twist it around, fold these up, twist this around. Kind of rubber tires, but they're like a rubbery plastic, not so much rubber, which is a little disappointing because I believe this guy, this guy's got, it's still hard rubber, but at least it is rubber. All right. And you fold this piece up, and that allows you to put the matrix of leadership in. Backwards, I guess, because that's, why would I do anything normally? And that folds down, and that folds down into there. This is where it gets real fun. So stuff starts bopping into itself. And then this is the faux chest, or I guess, not chest, but that's a little hard to get in and out. So this part here has to actually kind of move. It's on a slight hinge. Fold that back down, and then this black piece goes inside of that faux grill there. Let's turn these back on. This I also had to put some painter's tape over those because they did not stay in. It comes with covers, but they don't work very well. Oh, well, I got that open. That's where those other screws went. Was right there. That's what holds this in. But I couldn't get them tight enough with just a manual screwdriver, and I didn't want to overdo it with a thing. I'm going to find something better. I have a ratchet screwdriver somewhere that might work better. But that's where these go, because these kept falling out. I'm like, why are these falling out? There you go. Does have a light for his eyes. They went with the classic blue, which is, I believe, more tune accurate. Let's twist them around here. Make sure you do this before you do anything crazy to it. So this is the part I was saying where stuff just starts bumping into itself. There's the latch right here, which goes right there. It can be a pain to get it in. And this, since this is die cast, does not want to fit very well. So the good is, this is what I wanted, pretty much. There. The bad, not everything tabs together, right? We'll get to the ugly in a second. Yep. Pull these up. Might find it easier to do it separately. Ugh. And here's the ugly. He stands, but he is scary. And he stands. So sometimes he doesn't work as well as you'd hope. The ratchets work really well. Keep his knee, hip, all that done. But these ankle joints are not the best. As you can see, he has some issue standing up. Now, he didn't come with an axe, which this guy usually does. He only came with this. I'm not too sure if MP10 even came with an axe. There's this light there. Not going to worry about the feet ones because they're kind of hidden anyway right now. And you can slide this into the hole there. And kind of give them a little. Exhausting. So, as I spoke of before, this is the Snake Eyes figure. it does not. Let's move that up a little bit. There's no way he could hold them in the hand like that Wizard magazine. I don't care. This is just amazing. It's nice that you can turn this off and on. A little annoying that you have to go in here to do it, but it is not the end of the world. I feel like they probably could have fixed that. But the real annoying part, the ugly, this is where it gets, there's not a lot of ugly in this, but it's there. Oh, almost forgot about this. This is one of those parts. So, this is atrociously hard to get in correctly. Another good thing, too, is if you look at MPO1, he was kind of stubby-legged. They added an extra one of these and kind of lengthened his body. So that's nice. But the ugly is this. These are heavy die cast. It does make his legs heavier, sure. Sorry for listening on headphones. This just flops around. This doesn't really hold on to anything. Gravity is what's holding it. It's got a little clip there that looks like it might hook on. It doesn't. There's no way to hook it left, right, there. In alt mode, this part, there's a hole right here. It goes right onto his hip. But you've got plastic and then you've got die cast. They're not the same size. I'm going to have to figure out some way. I might get some plasti dip and put it there or in there and then mold it in. See if maybe that works. It just flops. This is the worst part of the entire figure. And there's a reason for that. The other one, MP10, so this, if you see here, it's pretty much the same. Everything is pretty much the same there, but they took this part out. And this part hides that. And this has like an, I don't know if it has an indent or something, but it's right here, kind of clicks into there and keeps it from moving. This one kind of has that, but it still flops around here. So that's a little bothersome. I mean, if you want to call it a nitpick, go ahead. But this just looks so much cleaner in alt mode, or in robot mode, to have this one little piece. One little piece. It's really doing it. But you see the chrome on here. This terrifies me. I don't know if this is going to just start flaking one day or what's going to go on. But it is scary. But that is a 1/12 scale figure with Optimus Prime. Easily the coolest like piece that I have right now. But let's check out this. Ugh. So, in the previous video, I was mentioning that I had some Grails, and I know that this is a lot of people's Grail, and I'm sorry if you cannot get one for a reasonable price. But I've backed to this thing, and I'll be honest with you, I was eating ramen noodles for like a month. So I don't want to hear it. I was one of the... I actually made sure that when I did this, I was the 666th backer. Because I've done plenty of crowd funds in my day. And usually, they give you a little thing that says you are backer number whatever. They didn't do that. He is bigger than Unicron, top of the Unicron's head. I just realized that I was pointing that in the wrong direction for like, I don't know how long. So, Lewin Prime is bigger than Unicron. That was $500. Doesn't really transform that well. Doesn't even have lights. I got that for around $200. A little more if you count with shipping and whatnot. I think that retail price was 300 to 400. As I said, I don't know how I was hunting. I gave myself a budget, and I said, you're supposed, because I'll put it this way. I came into some money because I got severance from work, and there's a few things that were just bugging me that I didn't have. This was one of them. So I gave myself a budget. I could have just bought it on the first site, which I think was TF Source, and blew my whole budget. I got cheap, and I found some things, and then some things came up. I got them. I got the damn thing. So I'm very happy about that. I'm probably going to have to take all of those batteries back out, though, because A, they're old. B, how often am I going to use this? C, those explode, and I just ruined this whole thing. So aside from doing a couple videos that I'm going to do, this guy's done. This is immaculate. This is a great thing. The good far outweighs the bad and the uglies. As I said, it's just that leg part is a little bit gross. They did add a couple of embellishments here and there, which that's fine. That doesn't bother me. That's actually good. The other ugly part too is that these fall off like a lot, and these are heavy. This is a solid chunk of die cast with more metal put around it. So I'm going to say something controversial when it comes to Transformers. I don't need chrome. I don't hate it when it's done properly. These figures have chrome in very bad places. The MP line has them in very bad places, and I don't like it. B, I don't need die cast on a Transformer. I'm fine with die cast Hot Wheels. Makes you feel like you're holding the car. When you put die cast on a Transformer, you make it pointlessly heavy. The paint usually doesn't match. They did a real good job on this. And B, stuff like that happens where you get plastic tolerances that are different than the die cast, and then you end up like, cool, no, this doesn't fit. As I said, I've had to do a couple things to get this to work. Thank goodness it does work. So just remember those. There's 6 screws included. The 2 with the flat heads on them are for the windshield wipers. I'm going to have to get a ratchet screwdriver just to get that in there. And then the back 2 are for those flaps that go for the front end of the truck. And get yourself a whole bunch of those batteries. You need like 14 batteries, I think. So just order those that have them sit around. Or go to Harbor Freight and do what I did, because I think it was like $7, and I just had these sitting around because I needed the one size out of the whole pack. So I ended up just saving the rest and used them for this. It worked for the time being. It is not a permanent solution. And hey, I've got another Grail. So there's all that's left of my Grails are small purchases. They're small things that are like $100 here or there or less. I am so happy about that. Nothing has come up in the last year that has been like, I have to have that. I feel a light at the end of the tunnel. I do recommend anyone who does collecting, find a place you want your collection to be and end it there. It's fine if you grab a thing here or there. That's cool. But I went nuts, and I started buying a bunch of crazy stuff that I didn't really even want. Luckily, a lot of that stuff ended up being worth more than I thought it would in like 2 years. Specifically, there was a Nautica figure that paid for my trip to TFCon. Like, it was great. I saw this guy first at TFCon and was just like, that is amazing. And they wanted like $600 for this. So it was obviously an importer who imported from an importer. We're paying a multiple level tax. I think I may have purchased this as close to the actual company that produced the item. So maybe I had one middleman or 0. I'm so happy that I got this guy. If you want one for yourself for a nice price, it's $1. If you want to give me more than $1, that's cool too. I'll put that link in the it's in my bio right now, so you can click on that, but I'll try to put that into the link for this video. Till next time, I'm Alpha Magnus. These are huge toys.